I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Belcher, who's the co-chair of the Education Subcommittee, who's going to give us an update of their fantastic work. Elizabeth.
Thank you very much, Noreen. It's a great pleasure to be asked to give an SCTS education update this afternoon. I think on the agenda you have me as the SCTS Education Secretary, but I must say, partly because she might be listening, that there is also Debbie Harrington. I am the Thoracic Education Secretary, and Debbie Harrington is the Cardiac Education Secretary, and we definitely need to work together to deliver all this education on behalf of SCTS. So it takes an entire subcommittee to deliver SCTS education, and we could not possibly do it without everyone on this slide. So here we have Debbie, my co-chair, and Aman Kunar, also co-chair. We have our NTN portfolio tutors. We have our trust appointed doctor portfolio leads. We have congenital and transplant leads, consultant leads, NAHP lead, and we also have InSync, the student lead, and we have our education secretary, and one of them also holds the accreditation lead. So it really is a joint effort by everyone to deliver SCTS education. So I will briefly run through our NTN portfolio update, our trust appointed doctors portfolio, our congenital and transplantation courses, the NAHP courses, the InSync student stream. And then I'll just briefly mention the NHSE National Online Cardiothoracic TPD, who is soon to be appointed, followed, I hope, by at least one fellow to assist him or her in that role. A couple of slides on the simulation rollout, our industry and charitable fellowships, and a word about post-CCT fellowships. So Debbie and I are indebted to Mike Shackcloth and Mahmood Lubani, who have worked to align the NTN portfolio of courses to the current curriculum. We currently have NTN trainees at various stages of their training who were appointed through three different streams. We have the ST1 to 7 run through, the now retired ST3 appointments, but still trainees going through training who were appointed via that route, and the ST4 thoracic themed route. So a lot to consider in the context of a new curriculum for our NTN tutors. As you know, the curriculum is now arranged in 3 phases. And therefore, our NTN tutors have aligned the SCTS portfolio of NTN courses into the 3 phases, both at a macroscopic level, but also at a more microscopic level by looking at each of the programs and ensuring that what we continue to deliver in SCTS education aligns to this current curriculum. I think one of the main new aspects of the curriculum is the focus on the critical conditions in cardiothoracic surgery. Now, we were covering those, I think, in the courses, but in a rather disparate way. And there's a real new focus on those. You have to attain level 3 competency by the end of the phase 1 to move to phase 2 and be at the level of competency 4 before you move to the 3rd phase. And also the newly aligned FRCS JCIE domestic examination has been aligned to the curriculum, and there is a new focus in the exam on critical conditions, and therefore we felt we could do with a new course because we don't want to keep delivering the same old. And so we developed a new ST 5.1 critical conditions course, And the way we did this was to use Neil Cartwright and John Rosser. John Rosser is a consultant intensivist in Sheffield, where Neil works, and he delivers the Beyond Basic Cardiac ITU course, which he's delivered nationally and internationally around the world. And what we did was we asked him if we could add a thoracic component and deliver this as an SCTS education course to our trainees with a focus on critical conditions. And this ran in May at Ashbourne Hill and got great feedback. And so we've now adopted this into the portfolio. These are the courses that we delivered and plan to deliver in 2023, the NTN portfolio, and hot off the press this morning, these are the dates for the NTN portfolio 2024. We have a couple to be confirmed, but they'll be on the website, I hope, very soon. I alluded to the fact that we have 3 streams of trainees now, and thanks to Mike Shatcloth, he has developed a portfolio specific to those who've been appointed through ST4 thoracic themed entry, and that is, it's the same in phase 3, but it's different in phase 2 because the experience, both clinically and from an education point of view, will be quite different for these trainees. And remember, our ST4 thoracic theme trainees will not do any more cardiac surgery before they have to sit the FRCS CTH, and so we wanted to provide for that for them within SCTS education. I made this slide, which just demonstrates the new examination that's been delivered over 2 diets now in Liverpool and Sheffield. And you can see there the new focus that's aligned to the curriculum. And we've got this very much in mind when we try and deliver the SCTS education courses. It's not all about the NTNs though, is it? If you go onto the JCIE website, this is public information, you can look at the outcomes for NTNs and trust-appointed doctors within the exit examination. And we have differential outcomes, usually between 70 and 100% of NTNs will pass the JCIE FRCS CTH, but significantly lower numbers for trust-appointed doctors. And the JCIE and the JCST and SCTS education, it's important that we look at this and try and deliver education, I think, to trust-appointed doctors as well. So I'm grateful to Zahid Mahmood and Mohammed Hawawi, who are our TAD leads for the portfolio of courses. We have 3 specific courses, the TAD Wet Lab course that ran recently that was very well received. We are delivering a CSER course in November. I would strongly encourage any of your TADs who are wanting to apply for CSER to attend this. As you probably know, there was a change in legislation through Parliament late last year that has removed the word equivalence from the CCT process for CSER, and that's been replaced by knowledge, skills and experience. And in the SAC members still wait the specialty specific guidance. And on this course in November, we have Megan Wilson speaking, who is head of CSER and policy at the JCST. So please do encourage anyone to come to that course. It's open now, and it's first come, first served, and it's on the website. And then Debbie and I are delivering this year with our TAD leads a new Pinewood Trust Appointed Doctor curriculum review course sponsored by Ethicon, to whom we are incredibly grateful for that. And this, it's not an exam course, it's a curriculum review course, but again, it's a course that's focused on TADs. Please do encourage them to come to that course. Debbie and I are also keen to open up the NTN portfolio of courses to our trust-appointed doctors. When Debbie and I took up this role, there was really some surprise at some lack of engagement by the NTNs in some of the NTN courses. These courses are not compulsory, but they are approved by the SAC and they are aligned with the curriculum. And there is an expectation, if you are awarded an NTN training post, that you will engage with SCTS education with these courses. So Debbie and I have introduced a time-limited offer for NTNs to attend these courses. So they receive an email saying a place has been reserved until a certain date, and no further emails will be sent. And then it will be opened up to trust-appointed doctors. So we delivered this on a base business model, essentially, where scarcity improves perceived value. So this has opened up a lot of these courses to trust appointed doctors, and the places for trust appointed doctors go like hotcakes. So we want to expand the portfolio for them because they are incredibly important members of SCTS. Other streams, Bhavana Krishnamurthy has done an absolutely amazing job delivering NAHP portfolio, a combination of face-to-face and online courses to facilitate optimal attendance and the acquisition of practical skills and networking. To name just a few, she delivered the NAHP Core Thoracic course, the Core Cardiac course as face-to-face courses, a joint course with Espeed Koshman, the Thoracic Organ Transplantation course, and a research webinar for NAHPs, which ran, I think, in July. And we're so grateful to her for all her efforts in that role. We also, Farah Bhatti leads our medical student and student in-sync group. There will be an additional lead appointed soon to that, and has done a huge amount of work with student engagement days last year in Hull. Tomorrow is the closing date for the next student engagement day, and which will be held in November. There is near-peer mentoring of young doctors with students, E&D surveys, teaching about how to get into medical school and cardiothoracic surgery. So we're very grateful to Farah for that. But also run in the last couple of days, Shafi Musa has run the congenital course, which again has been very well received from what I hear. And we're also grateful to him for his accreditation of our courses. So thank you to all of those people. These are the remaining courses in 2023 and are almost all open for booking, so do book on. We are about to appoint, which has been Health Education England funded number of roles in all surgical specialties, national online training programme directors, funded, I think, for 2 years with £200,000 a paid role. Be nice to have someone in SCT education who gets paid, Noreen. And the TPDs will be recruited in all the surgical specialties, and the programme aims to replace didactic teaching and free up learner and education time regionally and locally. I think in a number of specialties this might be a large body of work, but I'm hoping this person, whoever he or she is, will work closely with SCTS education, because we don't want to duplicate and stretch faculty. So I'm hoping this person will consider themselves part of SCTS education. It's open to SAC and non-SAC members. The simulation rollout, I think we're in the 3rd year of 3 now with Ethicon, who liaise with the TPDs to deliver simulation within training regions at the trust, both in thoracic and cardiac surgery. I think we've completed the rollout this year in South Wales, Yorkshire and Humber and Northern Ireland, and we have dates confirmed, I think, for the North West and London and East Midlands. We've got to the end of the year before that current partnership expires, so please speak to your TPD if your region is not there to confirm your date before the end of the year, and we are very grateful to Ethicon for their support and organisation with that. SCTS fellowships, we awarded the HR UK fellowships in these areas. We're very grateful to Heart Research UK for this funding. We hope they will continue it. I know Debbie is in discussions with them, and we've got patient education and awareness, medical student academic research and trainee fellowships in adult and pediatric cardiac surgery. So please do encourage your teams to apply for those. The current winners are on the website of those fellowships, and we also have the Michael Warburg Aortic Centre Trust Travelling Fellowship, which this year was awarded to Rashmi Burla, consultant cardiac surgeon from Glasgow. These are only open for aortic to visit aortic centres. So please do make that clear in your application. These will be the next iteration will be advertised in spring. And then thanks to Eric Lim, we've delivered 3 years worth of thoracic oncology educational fellowships with huge support from AstraZeneca, who have given £66,000 each year for a thoracic trainee to engage with a MSc in statistics relevant to medicine at the London School of Tropical Hygiene. And we have been working on post-CCT fellowships in robotic thoracic surgery, complex aortic surgery, and complex mitral surgery. There is a requirement to train surgeons in complex cardiothoracic surgery, as you all well know. And this is a service requirement, and the curriculum will not take people to this level, as you know. And so initially coming out of the JCST, but now adopted by SCTS, thank you, Noreen. And I hope, hopefully shortly to be accredited by the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh, 5 fellowships. And we've developed a programme of quality assurance guidelines for these. So if you are running a fellowship that falls into this category, then you will be able to apply to have your course, have your fellowship accredited by SCTS Education and the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh if this project completes. I am leading on the paperwork, so that might be attractive. And SCTS Education fund the fees for your accreditation for 3 years. So please do consider applying for a post-CCT fellowship in complex cardiac and thoracic robotic surgery. There'll be more of an update on that, I assume, shortly. We could not do this without support from industry. Debbie and I and the rest of the subcommittee delivered almost £500,000 in education on behalf of the SCTS, and it is thanks to industry and charity that we are able to do this. So thank you for the support, and we're indebted to them for in these increasingly challenging financial times. Most importantly, I want to thank our administration team, Mara Benuta, Tate Chesterton, Micah Jimenez Bianco, and Emma, who you all know, without whom SCTS Education could not possibly deliver these courses. Please do make sure that your contact details are up to date with them so that we can invite you and your trainees to these courses. And we hope to see you at courses in the rest of 2023 and 2024. Thank you.
Just first, a big thank you to Elizabeth, Debbie, and the whole subcommittee. It always used to be a phenomenal amount of work, and on top of that, you've now added the post-CCT fellowships, the national webinar programme, and the work with the GMC and the SAC regarding equivalence. And just a personal big thank you on behalf of the executive for the work that you're doing. Tim.
Yeah, it was the same thing, really, just to congratulate you and thank you and your team for what you're doing. I don't know if people truly recognise this massive resource that is out there for our trainees. Of the 11 surgical specialties in the UK, this is unique. There's 1 or 2 of the surgical specialties have an education programme, but no surgical specialty has a free point of access programme for their trainees. And the work that's been done by SCTS Education to align the programme to the curriculum has been fantastic. And to complement the curriculum with these courses and the extra work that you and the team have done for that, really gives our trainees a huge push forward and advantage. And whilst we've been trying to bring a phase in a new curriculum with all the problems we have with that, to align the courses to that has been brilliant, because now people are automatically thinking along the various phases, and then the work we're doing with the exam to align the exam to the curriculum just adds to the whole package. So for the training opportunity of our trainees and for the future, you're contributing in a massive way. And so thank you very, very much indeed. And then moving on with the post-CCT fellowships, we know from certification to NHS employers' requirements, there is a gap. We recognise that. And the work of the post-CCT fellowship now to fill that gap and to give advanced training is going to be fantastic. So again, thank you very much.
Just to echo Tim, thank you for your and the SAC's support with all of these, because these are joint ventures we're taking to get proper guidance through JCIE and JCST and the processes. So just to thank you and the SAC. Any questions for Ammon?
Thank you, Liz, and I suppose to Debbie as well, and the team that works with you. It's been such an eye-opener coming to the Education Committee meetings in the last few months. You've described some of the work, and Tim has, commented on it. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable what you're achieving. I just wondered if you just wanted to perhaps just sort of, cast your mind a little bit towards the future, the next few years. How do you see this developing and growing, in an era that's going to be more and more digital and more global?
Yeah, thanks, Ammon, and for the comments by others. So I think we need to keep pace with the curriculum. I think on the SAC, we are considering minor curriculum changes already. What I didn't mention is I'm hopeful of a link to develop a robotic training course for trainees, both trust appointed doctors and NTNs. And I think constantly expanding, we've got lots of ideas, but constantly expanding will be a challenge. So I think we need to constantly review and reinvent and develop the courses. I think we probably are at the limit of what we can deliver numerically, perhaps, given people's fixed study leave times. But I hope that we will constantly reinvent. And yes, you're right. I think the digital TPD is a great idea, because that will free up time in locally, regionally, and within SCTS education for us to deliver more hands-on training, wet labs and courses. So it might be that the SCTS education portfolio becomes less digital in the modern age, because we've got a TPD delivering it. So I think you were at the meeting, there was lots of heated debates, wasn't there, about where to take things. But I think it's a very exciting time to work in SCTS education.
Can I share some of those comments? Actually, I think the evolution of what's happened through COVID and the webinars that exist out there, the amalgamation with what we deliver. There's already exists Grand Rounds, the Brompton, the Liverpool teaching program, and a lot of what happens regionally, to amalgamate that in the same way that when we develop the curriculum aligned courses, to develop a curriculum aligned webinar series will give us advantages of standardizing education for cardiothoracic trainees throughout the country, and to your point, globally, because it'll be an offering that we'll be able to expand beyond. That will be such a great initiative. And also the challenge that's been put to us about differential attainment, it will allow us to reach such a much bigger audience. So I think the benefits of COVID, digitalization, and the online program that Elizabeth has articulated will give us the opportunity to use our resource in a different way. And just the whole point of actually what you and Debbie have done is that you constantly reappraised what the system that we've had, and we are having to keep on moving with times. So just, congratulations again. Any other questions? Otherwise, just thank you.